Hi guys, I hope you're well and welcome to episode 140 of the Layton Fitness Podcast. So within this specific podcast we'll be discussing how females should be training with regards to trying to lose body fat and also develop the figure that you actually desire. Before we get into the podcast, I want to just briefly mention a little bit of a change up of some of my content on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and also for the podcast. One of the things I think I've probably done too much of in the past is just focus too much on content as opposed to actually opening up and letting you inside my life, sharing some of my interests and passions and trying to provide you with a little bit more information about myself. So one of the things I'm starting to do now is vlogging, but vlogging properly. I think in the past I would do a vlog, but it would just be me doing a training session and then I'd give like a tip or a piece of advice at the start of the video. However, now I'm starting to actually show you exactly what I'm doing in my life. So whether it's playing golf, or in one of the recent YouTube videos I actually gave you a tour of my house and spoke about a little bit more about my business and some of my passions as well. So that's probably going to be another shift with regards to the podcast, all my other content on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, just to let you know. I think it should make things a little bit more interesting, trying to come away a little bit from just too much dry content. There's obviously still going to be lots of content within all of the information I put out, whether it's podcasts or videos, but I want to also give you a little bit of a sneak peek into my world as well. So hopefully you'll enjoy the new format. So back to the podcast again, how females should be training. So I want to briefly share a quote I got this week for one of my online clients, Phoebe, and she said this: "My weight was 54.9 kilograms this morning. Never thought I would get to this. All the cardio I used to do and not shift a pound. I'm noticing a difference in my appearance when at the gym. My clothes are so much looser now." And this really is a common point when clients start working with me, female clients, compared to what they were doing before. And the biggest shift with regards to their training is having a much bigger emphasis on weight training. That really is the biggest difference between what a lot of clients do prior to working with me and then what they do when they're actually working with me. And the results really do speak for themselves, and that's really what I want you to be focused on. That needs to be the foundation of your routine. So remember, within the fat loss phase, we've got two main goals, whether you're a male or a female, and that is to firstly lose body fat, but secondly to maintain as much muscle mass as possible by having a well set up training program using heavy weights, lots of big compound exercise, things like squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, glute bridges, bench press, overhead press, barbell rows, all these big heavy compound exercises. By having that as the foundation of your routine, it helps to maintain more muscle mass within the fat loss phase. Additionally, for females in particular, if you really want to develop the figure you desire, you need to have weight training as a foundation of your routine. If you want to have well-developed glutes, that comes from having a progressive stimulus from your weight training program. That means getting stronger with things like squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, glute bridges, lunges over time, as opposed to mainly just focusing on cardio and then maybe doing some light weights in a circuit. No, I want a bigger shift from you. I want you to be having the weight training as the main focus within your routine, and then you're merely decreasing calories and or increasing energy expenditure from more cardio to create the energy deficit needed for fat loss. But if you really want that figure you desire, if you really want to have well-developed glutes, defined legs, defined shoulders and arms, that comes from having weight training as a foundation of your routine. It's really important just to note that you're not going to get big and bulky like males, so you just don't have the hormones that males do, and therefore you're just not going to build that much muscle. You're going to build some muscle, but that's going to give you the shape and the figure you actually want. I presume you don't want to be just stick thin. You want to have, as I mentioned, well-developed glutes, defined legs, shoulders and arms, and that does come from having weight training as a foundation of your routine. And that's what I want you to start doing. Start coming away from doing potentially cardio first, then doing circuits with the weights. I want the start of your sessions to be built around squats, lunges, deadlifts, glute bridges, hip thrusts, big heavy compound upper body exercises like the bench press, overhead press, barbell rows, and variations of these. That's what I want you to be doing first within your session, and then you can do your cardio at the end of the session. on one of your rest days or another time completely. It's very, very important that you don't do your cardio before your weight training. The reason why is this will have an impact on the amount of weight you can use within your weight training sessions, because you'll be fatigued prior going into the weight training sessions. So if you're losing strength in the fat loss phase, that means you're losing muscle mass, which is not going to give you the figure you're after. Additionally, I know a lot of you follow people online that you aspire to look like, Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. I know that Emily Sky it's interesting whenever females contact me about my coaching, and that I ask them, what do you have a goal figure you'd like to look like, that is the one name that comes up time and time after again, and that's Emily Sky. So if you've followed her or maybe someone like her, I can guarantee that common theme is the weight training. That really is, if you follow them on Instagram, they show you their workouts, etc. I guarantee they're focusing mainly the weight training first, and then they're just decreasing calories, adding in more cardio when they're in the fat loss phase, and if they're in a muscle building phase, it's just mainly weight training, then focusing on an energy surplus, eating more calories than they're burning. Additionally, if you've got any friends, I know the great thing about females and weight training is that the myth is starting to disappear. As I mentioned in the middle of this podcast, talking about people being fearful of being big and bulky, and that myth is starting to disappear, which is great. So if you've got friends that are in great shape, there's probably a good chance they're doing weight training as their main focus within their routine. So hopefully this has been an eye-opener what you should be focusing on. Again, that weight training really is so important. Squats, deadlifts, lunges, glute bridges, hip thrusts, big heavy compound upper body exercise as well. That's really going to make the biggest difference to your figure. So hopefully this has been useful. Please subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. I'll look forward to speaking to you next week, and if you're still yet to download my free ebook, How to Set Up a Nutrition Plan, if you go to James Layton, Layton fitness.co.uk, you'll see a tab at the top of the page called free ebook, and you can download that immediately. I look forward to speaking to you next week. Thank you very much.